For those that are new to my channel, hi, welcome. Today I am just by myself talking about how I go about building a deck. It's actually more complicated than it seems. Welcome, heroes and villains, to Fjook Enterprises YouTube channel. Take a moment, relax, stop your bickering, and just enjoy the show. So first off, the big games that I have played are Star Wars trading card, Star Wars customizable card game. I think is what the cipher called it. Star Wars the cipher card game of the '90s, and Magic. Those are my two big games that I've built decks for. But I've been collecting cards more regularly the past few years, and the number of games that I have decks for has expanded a bit. I do have quite a big collection of Force of Will from the Hours cluster now, and so basically my deck building breaks down into two different categories. It really depends how much of a collection I have. For games like Force of Will, which I have a sizable collection, then I can build multiple decks and give a sizable chunk to my best friend and still build multiple decks. I don't build as competitive decks as if I have just a small collection like I do for. I'll use Nightmare Before Christmas as an example. So Nightmare Before Christmas, I have two decks. The reason four decks. I have four decks for that, and basically I built them to be as good as they can at what they do. And the reason I want them to be as good as they can is I don't have that much cards. If I'm gonna be playing someone in Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm probably gonna be swatting the deck, and I want them to have a fun time. In order for them to have a fun time, the decks have to be fun. The decks also have to be about equal strength as well. So they have to be very good, and they also have to be equal strength. For games like Magic or Star Wars or Force of Will, where I have more cards to go from, I build decks that I find fun and therefore don't have the highest chance of winning. Like, if you've seen some of my deck techs on this channel, you'll know that my decks aren't. There's a lot of things I could do to make the decks that have appeared on this channel way more optimal that I choose not to do because they're fun. For example, this month and next month are two packages that are part of my Cauldron deck, my white-red deck that's all about getting Cauldron on the field. The last couple times I played it, the last four times I played it, I haven't got Cauldron out, mainly because combo players, but the point of the deck is to get Cauldron out. If I can get Cauldron out in any way, shape, or form, I'll consider it a win. And if I don't get Cauldron out, it's basically not a win. Even if I get eliminated first, if I get Cauldron out with that deck, it's a win. I recently built a pure white Angel Tribal deck because I wanted to that has suboptimal cards in it, but it's not going to be that powerful, but it's going to be I haven't actually played it, so I don't even know if it's going to be fun, but it has all my legendary angels in it. If I had more legendary angels, they would be in the deck because I just want to show off my legendary cards. Legendary angel cards. That's the whole point of the deck, is to show off my legendary angels. So yeah, the more comfortable I am with a card game, the more I build decks suboptimally because I'm more okay with losing if I'm more comfortable knowing the rules of the game. Yeah, the more I know a game, the more comfortable I am with losing and just having a fun time. It's why when I play Ticket to Ride, which is a fun game, I go. I always go for the longest route, which has not won me a single game of Ticket to Ride. It's one of these 0 games of Ticket to Ride getting the longest route. But I still do it because I find it fun. And it also puts a, it also steals 10 points. It also, the thing about going for the longest ride that I just realized is it helps the person in first actually win. I'm kind of being a kingmaker by doing that. Maybe I should stop doing that. But it's fun. But it helps the person in first win. I don't. Great. Now I'm doubting my Ticket to Ride strategy. Because do I just help other people win? I do want to say, recently, even games I'm comfortable with, I have recently, in the past 3-4 years, gotten better at building Magic the Gathering decks. If you look at my old decks, look at my older decks on this channel, you'll notice that at least some of the old ones, like this Darkness of Night or Singleton Angels, that I used to build a deck with 2/3 land and 3/3, 1/3 land, 2/3 other cards, and I did eventually realize that you want to build the land based on your mana base. So, like, the only deck I think that has that mana base anymore would be my Stompy deck. Even my big Stompy deck is basically half land. But that's because I want to play my big creatures. I have gotten better at deck building. Even though I still build for fun, I've started to watch other people on deck building, watch YouTube videos on deck building advice, and get better at deck building. Because if I'm better at deck building for Magic, I'll be better at deck building for Mega Man or Pokemon. So the only really way to know if your deck is any, the only way to, I have a lot of decks that still need testing out because I've never been good at playing against myself. I've been good at theorizing, but I've never been good at playing myself. So there's a lot of games where I have deck built, like my Buffy the Vampire decks that I've built, that I don't know if they're any good or not because I can't play against myself. It's just not how I'm wired. So I have a lot of games that I need to play that in order to know if the decks that I build are any good. But I guess that's a future me problem. If you have any advice for deck building in general or deck building for a specific game, please let me know. Preferably in the comments, but you can direct message me, email me. I guess playing as many hours in Slay Aspire, which is a deck building game, or the neurological deck building game that I have via good old games. Playing those type of games really help too. But help deck building. One of my issues. I do have a very consistent 2 or 3 very consistent EDH decks. I don't play them that often though. Even though they're very consistent, do what they do very well. I don't play them that often. Because I guess I don't like consistency. Huh. Yeah, I guess I don't like consistency. That's why I took out Skittles for my deck that every time I search my deck with a buried alive, I get Skittles in the graveyard. Reanimate Skittles, hit your face with Skittles, and win that way. Like, doing that every game is boring. Doing the same thing every time is boring. That might just be a me issue, but it is what it is. I think with editing, this video is gonna be probably like 8 minutes, maybe 7, maybe 6. Because there's a lot of editing that needs to be done to this video. Anyways, if you made it this far, like, comment, and subscribe. Join my Discord, link in the description. Comment something. Maybe.